Hey folks, in today's very basic introduction to guitar, we're going to learn about capos. These are also called cheaters, which is, if you followed this channel at all for our game that we play, you'll find out and you'll know that if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. That's one of the rules. So, why use a capo? Well, you use a capo for changing the pitch of a song. That can be very helpful to your singer. It can be helpful to your own voice. It's meant to take off some strain and maybe just to give a different feel to the song that you're playing. Some song examples of using a capo would be like Traffic's John Barleycorn. That's one of my favorite songs ever, and I believe the capo is on the 7th fret for that one. Let's see. Fleetwood Mac used a capo for Landslide. I believe that was on the 2nd fret. And the Beatles used a capo for Here Comes the Sun. I can't recall where that was at, but I think it was the 7th fret for that one too. Let's see. To use the capo, you need to carefully attach it to the guitar neck. You got to be really careful that you're not slightly bending any strings or anything, okay? You put it on the fret that you want the pitch changed to. Since you're playing a guitar in the open position and you just use the nut, that would be standard E, okay? But when you put a capo, say, on the 3rd fret, you're changing that pitch from the standard E to a G. And what I mean by standard E is the standard tuning for the guitar. But the entire tuning will change up to that pitch, the G pitch. So it would be standard G tuning, I guess. But when most folks are talking about using chords and things with your capo, a lot of people will just call out chords as they relate to the nut, or how they would normally play them in a position they would normally be played without the capo on the guitar. So if the person that you're playing with says capo 3rd fret and is playing E, they're actually talking about playing in G, but it can be very confusing, which is why I highly recommend communicating and being clear, asking the person that you're playing with, hey, okay, I got the capo on here. Are you sure you want me to do an E? Or are you just talking about the actual chord or the relative to the capo chord? Because a lot of times we're just thinking shapes when we're playing. Like the G chord has a G shape for guitar players. The E chord has the E shape for guitar players, etc., etc. So just be aware of that and do your best to be clear when communicating with someone else and when you're jamming. Otherwise, everything's going to sound sour. Communication is key, and that's true with not just capos and guitars, but with many things. Remember to be careful when putting the capo on, because once you put it on the neck, if you even have a string slightly bent, all your chords are going to sound sour. You want to make sure that your guitar is in tune and that you have it placed on the neck flatly and that no strings are being moved out of place, either pulled up or down from their normal positions, because that will change their pitch. Don't be afraid to use the capo. Go ahead and experiment anywhere on the neck, and it only helps with the fun of the guitar. So anything that helps with fun is a good thing, in my opinion. So go ahead and get started with your capo. This should be enough to get you started. Go grab your guitar and have fun.